So if you saw the top of the screen and cheated, you saw that we lost. Somehow this week we lost to LA Tech. I do not know how we lost to this team. This team was terrible. Who really cares about the scoring? Let's go look at the stats. This is where the money was. They turned it over 4 times and we turned it over 3. So we've been turning the ball over a lot recently. I don't know what the deal is with that. 5 for 15 on third downs. Again, struggling on third downs. And actually in this game we were not able to run the ball very well at all. And in fact, our passing game was very effective. 28 for 40. Let's actually just get over there and look at Sturm. 28 for 40. That's probably his best game of his career, except for the 2 picks. 70% completion percentage and 5 sacks. Rhodes jumped in there with 69 yards and a touchdown. Sturm ran in a few times, and Kerry Thomas Jr., the wide receiver, doing that as well. Look at this. This is crazy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different receivers. There's been games we've only thrown to 2 receivers. In this game, we spread it out to 7 guys. Wow. And Kerry Thomas Jr., as always, leading us with 8 catches for 108 yards. Rhodes added another touchdown through the air as well. That's a nice game for him. 2 touchdowns, but unfortunately just did not get the win. As we check out the injury report, our center is hurt, but it says he's probable, so hopefully he'll be back in the lineup next week. Starting running back White, he's still out, so he's still not back yet. 3 more weeks. Knowing that we're looking at the championship contender that we dropped, yeah, we dropped to number 61. But look at 2017. 2017, number 34 is what we're projected to be. Wow, that is very exciting about that. All right, so to the recruiting board, we're still pushing hard after Brian Ramsey. We have a small lead, but he does visit Minnesota this week. I dropped down to Daniel Smith and Leslie Gray to 350 because they're pretty much locks for our team. John Perkins, 700 points to him. Hopefully able to jump back in contention for this guy. No one's offered him a scholarship yet, so that's why I'm leaving him on my board. I added a lot of new guys here, you'll see. So we'll just kind of scroll through these quickly. These are some positions that I need and just some decent players I found, mainly at positions I need. If you're not aware, we could show you what we have committed so far. We got a quarterback, 2 guards, a defensive end and a defensive tackle, cornerback, and a linebacker. So definitely heavy on the offensive line and the defensive side of the ball. As we check out the top classes, I am currently at number 15 with 1 5-star, 1 4-star, and 5 3-stars. Definitely addition by subtraction here. I don't really know how that makes sense, but it's definitely addition by subtraction. So the head coach grew a level, so we get to add an additional point somewhere. Let's see where we want to add this at. I've decided to add open 1 locked recruit per season. You need to be within 2,000 points of the last place team to use. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and that's going to finish up our coaching tree. So this week we should get back on the right side with a win against Rice. Rice is not a very good team, but we should be able to get a big win here. As you can see, Kirby's picking us. It looks like on paper we dominate this entire game. Alright, so if you're checking out the top of the screen, then you will see that we finally got a win. It's been literally forever. Literally forever. And we only barely won this game. 21-14. And we went for 2 in the third quarter? Really? Okay. So we're actually down 14-6 at halftime. Wow, that is crazy. It looks like Rice had 20 first downs. Like, we only had 14. We did have more yards than them. We did not run the ball well, but Rice tore it up running it. Passing, we weren't too bad. We had 3 turnovers in this game. What has happened with our team? They're like a turnover machine now and terrible on third down all of a sudden. Sturm was 15 for 29 with 2 touchdowns and a pick, but he had 248. He was only sacked once. That's not too bad. Rhodes another 86 yards. No touchdowns for anyone rushing. Backup running back didn't even play, didn't look like. Thomas Jr., after last week where we spread the ball out so well, we're back to pretty much 3 receivers in this one. And Stewart and Rhodes each had a touchdown. No drops. Looking at the championship contenders after another win, and we jump up to 55, which is up, I think, 6 spots, and then 66, 48, and 35. And our center is still probable, and White out 2 more weeks with that dislocated ankle. You guys missed it earlier when I loaded it up, but we did get 2 new recruits. We got the strong safety, Daniel Smith, and the outside linebacker, Leslie Gray. Nice additions to the team. So here at the recruiting board, we're still going to stay with, even though it's just now a 2-team race and they jumped way up on us, we're going to stick with Brian Ramsey and see what happens. Perkins, we're falling further behind, but we're going to go ahead and leave him there a little bit longer since he's only a 62% lock. We'll still leave him there. We're going to see if we can jump up and grab this Chris Turner. No one else is really going after him. And us redshirt a punter next year will be nice to do. Free safety, we're going to go ahead and stick it with him for a little bit longer. And there's 1 scholarship out there, but I think we can make some, we can gain some ground here this week. And then just added a few other guys. We're going to go after this linebacker as well, along with the center. A few guys on here. Then I added some athletes here at the bottom. Alright, so now we have jumped up into the number 8 class this year. We got 1 5-star, 2 4-star, and 6 3-star. And we're hoping that we add a few more in the next couple weeks. As you see, we're on a bye week this week, so that means we get to rest up for a week, and then we'll see what happens after that. But we should be getting our running back in the lineup soon. Okay, so we had a bye week in week 10, so no game to review this week, but we will go ahead and jump over here to our stats and look at our season stats so far. So on the season, Sturm been our starter all season long. 1,900 yards, 12 touchdowns, 5 picks, 237 per game, not too bad, and he's been sacked only 19 times. It seemed like for a while there we were really struggling with how many sacks we were giving up. But Sturm, so far, pretty good season for the senior. Rhodes, who came in to be the starter starting in week 3, or our 3rd game, he's racked up 633 yards and 7 touchdowns this year. Not too bad for him. White will be back here in a couple weeks, probably next week. I think I'm going to move him to the 2nd string since Rhodes has done so well. If we look at Rhodes, this is his 2nd year to play for us, and he's racked up 11 touchdowns and 1,100 yards so far. And he only has 4 fumbles, and with all those carries, his ball protection's gotten a lot better this year as it was from last year. But Rhodes, he'll be back next year. He'll be the senior and the starter yet again, so we'll be happy to have him back. Receiving, Terry Thomas Jr., the senior, with 43 catches for us, 746 yards. He should be able to eclipse that 1,000-yard mark, and he's got 4 touchdowns. If we look at him, this is his 2nd year as a starter. He's going to eclipse. He's already eclipsed receiving yards from last year. He's going to definitely eventually eclipse receptions, and he will probably eclipse his touchdowns as well. Not too bad. He had 10 drops in 2013, only 5 this year, so he's improved his hands as well. Nice to see him on the team. The tight end, Gary Harris, he's a junior. He's 2nd in catches. Then our other wide receiver, Campbell Jr., 22. Then Rhodes has 14. And he scored both of those touchdowns the last 2 games, the receiving touchdowns. And then the 3rd string receiver, Stewart, who will be back next year as well with only 7 catches. Actually, I think McNair's a 3rd string, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Our outside linebacker, the freshman, the true freshman, is leading us in tackles now, along with the sophomore middle linebacker. Wow. And then the left outside linebacker, who's the senior, our top 3 tackle getters and before we see the senior Davenport. Sacks, we still haven't been generating a lot of sacks, although the middle linebacker, the sophomore's got 4.5 now, leading the team. And the true freshman's got 3.5 out there as well. Interceptions, Davis is up to 6 now, and if you're keeping total, that's, I believe, 14 for the career. Yes, 14 picks on his career. He's been improving every game. Very good player for us. We're going to miss him when he's gone. Then 3 picks by the freshman, the redshirt freshman cornerback. He's got 3. Linebacker, the senior's got 3. And then senior safety's got a couple. And the free safety sophomore's got 2. As we move over to kicking, we're at 75% accuracy. I think he's hit his last 5 in a row. If I remember, we were at one time 10 for 15. But 25 for 25 on extra points. Only missed 1 under 30. None from under 39 or 30 to 39. And then we've missed the 4 that's from 39 to 49. I'm sorry, from 40 to 49. And then 100% on over 50. Looking at the injury reports, yeah, White will be back in not this week's game, but next week he'll be back. And he'll be the backup that week. In the bye week, we'll see how we did. We moved up some spots. We're 48 now this year, and then we got an outlook of number 40 in 2017. So we actually went up a few spots in 2017 during the bye week. Kind of crazy how this adjusts so much from week to week for 4 years out. So I made a few adjustments on my recruiting board. You could see that I dropped one of the halfbacks that I had at the top of the board. Even though I'm falling behind, I'm hoping I can get to the offseason with Brian Ramsey and I can add all my points to him and somehow grab him in the offseason. It's crazy to see Ohio State's the 4th team and they're 10,000 points behind, but we're hoping we can just hang in there until the offseason and grab that guy. The punter, we jumped up to the lead on, so I'm going to keep him. He'll get redshirted next year, then we'll get him for 4 full seasons. I like to not have to think about recruiting a punter for a while. Free safety, nice addition to the scout to the recruiting board. We'll just kind of flow through these slowly. We jumped up a lot on a lot of these guys' boards that we kept on our list, and we're going to put a little bit of points on all of them. No recruits committed this week, but we still have a pretty strong class so far. As we look at our top classes, we're at number 13. We're at number 13, and then you can see the recruits still stuck with the same 9, which is fine. And we made it through our toughest part of our schedule, and now we're getting to play another FCS school. So I would assume that Herbie's picking us, and he is. And we should get a big win in this one. This will be nice to get an easy win and get to 6-3. And set us up for the rest of the season. Make sure you check out Little Chef's channel. As always, the link is in the description below. You'll be able to check out and see how Texas State's doing there. But that is going to wrap up this week. Hopefully we'll get the win, and we'll be back next week with the results and more games.